All right. Shalom. I'm the priest Ain Wa from the GMS South Carolina Midlands camp, coming back with another lesson through the spirit and through the power of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah HaKodash. Before I get started with this lesson, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory. Call Haloyam La Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah HaKodash. Secondly, of course, I want to give double honors to my apostles and to my elders of Great Millstone that rule well, which taught me this truth, who are the true leaders of Israel today, and also peace, love, blessings, and salutations to the elect. All right, shalom. And, just through the spirit, I wanted to touch on this lesson, pretty much just going into how when it comes to seeking the Lord, you have to obtain wisdom, which ultimately wisdom is a gift. Wisdom, faith, the knowledge, the understanding, the fear of the Lord, all of that is a gift from the Lord. So first and foremost, the Lord has to give you these certain things or skills, because really it's a particular skill set that you got to have when it comes to serving the Lord, man. It's certain requirements that you got to have. The Lord doesn't just have any and everybody serving him, right? But I want to start in Isaiah 55:6, and it reads, "Seek ye the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai while he may be near, Salakia, while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near." And the Lord is near, right? Because you still, speaking to you people that are not necessarily in the truth, right? Ultimately to you 2/3, and it's 10:44. Barakatah Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. For the people that's on the outside looking in. Right now, the doors of mercy are still open, okay? Because you have access to this wisdom, knowledge, understanding. The prophets of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the men of the Lord, are still going out to the highways and byways, still uploading videos, doing live shows, doing lessons. And, it's, tons and tons and tons of lessons that have been uploaded on YouTube, right? But soon that time is coming to where the Lord is going to draw all of that away, and he's going to draw back. He's going to take all of that away. You're not going to have access to this truth, and that's going into Amos 8:11, the famine of hearing the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because contrary to popular belief, right? Well, I ain't even going to say that. Little do you people know that the men that you see on the highways and byways, the prophets of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the people who you mock, you laugh and scoff at, are not going to always be around. That time is coming to where the prophets of the Lord are not going to be teaching, okay? Because it's going to be too dangerous out here, right? Shit's going to hit the fan. It's going to be, all manners of chaos breaking loose, okay, upon the shores of Babylon or wherever brothers are teaching. Because, hell is going to be all over the earth, man. Okay, bad times, evil, But ultimately, you're not going to always have access. So right now is the time to take advantage of this truth, As a matter of fact, let's grab this real quick. And like I said, man, just going through the spirit. Salakia. When you go to Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 5:7, it says, "Make no tarrying to turn to the Lord." So you're not supposed to be waiting to turn to the Lord, man. When you see the men of the Lord on the highways and byways, you're supposed to be acquiring of what is being taught, right? You're supposed to be curious, because that's the thing about our people. Like a lot of times you see these other nations, like, they'll acquire, they'll come up asking questions, or they may be, looking at the signs. They're very, they're a little more observant, to whereas majority of our people, either they walk past, not even paying attention, or they always, laughing like something's funny, keying and hee-hawing and all that shit, man, laughing and mocking, want to record to try to mock the prophets. That's our people. Very, very rebellious and stiff-necked, man. But a lot of times these other nations, they'll come up inquiring, so on and so forth, man. Right? But you're not supposed to be putting off the day of the Lord. You're not supposed to be waiting. It says, and putting that off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth. So a lot of our people are going to be destroyed, and it's going to happen quick. Right? They're going to be caught off guard, caught by surprise. And in thy security, thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. Yeah, when you least expect it, when you think everything's all good, that's when the Lord's going to come and destroy you, man. Okay? So you're not supposed to be in that mindset. So you're not supposed to be tarrying to turn to the Lord. Right now is the time to turn to Yahweh Shema Shai. Okay? Via the prophets, because the Lord actually speaks through his men. The Lord speaks through his prophets, his servants, and the word is going out. And a major stumbling block is people look at the prophets. They look at their physical appearance instead of actually listening to their words, man. Listening to the words that's coming out of the mouths of the prophets. They're too busy, looking at, our physical appearance and judging off of that, man. Okay. So and that's a stumbling block to a lot of our people, because they're expecting the men of the Lord to be, speaking soft words, smooth things and $3,000 suits, clean, lying up, clean, shaving, so on and so forth, man. Okay. But the men of the Lord, the prophets, are raw, rugged. Not all brothers, but to a degree, all brothers, man, because this truth is raw, it's rugged, it's manly. And that's what this world isn't used to. Regardless of how a brother may deliver the message, because you have some brothers who are super raw, okay, who may, speak harshly. And you have some brothers who are, they speak a little more eloquent. But at the end of the day, the main thing is the message that's being pushed. And a lot of our people, they fail to pay attention to the actual message. Okay. And that's a stumbling block, man, because the Lord, a lot of people are offended. Okay. So the Lord has, a filtering system of who he wants to come into this truth and who he doesn't. Okay. And sometimes the ones that he doesn't want, they slip through the cracks, and eventually the Lord, cast them out. Isaiah 55:6, once again, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. So you're supposed to be inquiring and learning, coming into this truth. Ultimately what? Seeking wisdom. Okay. Now, when you go into the word wisdom, let's see what that goes into. It says knowledge, learning, experience. So a lot of things. So how do you gain wisdom? Through experience. Okay. It's one thing about, reading, but, you can't really have wisdom just by just reading. You got to actually experience things, man. Okay. You can have, like they say in the world, you can have book smarts. And but if you don't have a form of street smarts, which really street smarts just means knowing how to operate, in the everyday world, man, in society. You got to go through experiences, taking L's. And that's really how you learn, man, whenever you take losses, whenever you take L's. And that's why on this side, because really what's going on, why is the Lord putting us through this, hell that we're going through? First and foremost, because we transgressed him. But the Lord set it up that way, ultimately for us to gain wisdom through experience. Okay, if we're going to be judges in the earth, right, the best way, what makes a true judge, what makes a God, okay, knowing both good and evil. Okay, now we've learned good. Okay, but now we had to learn evil so that we can properly be able to judge it. And the best way to learn is through experience. So the Lord had it to where we went off so that he can judge us. And ultimately, we're gaining an experience. That's why we're just taking L's. We suffer on this side because this ain't our rest. So we got to, the Lord is giving us the spirit to endure. He's hardening us. Okay, because that's what the word endure means. To make hard, to harden. So the Lord is doing that. And ultimately, we're gaining experience through the L's that we take, man. It don't feel good at the moment because we're in the flesh, but ultimately it's all going to pan out. So it says knowledge, learning, experience. Okay, that's the main point. Okay. gaining experience, man. Okay. So you have a lot of our people, they don't value wisdom. That's why they don't try to come into this truth. Now, see, the true believers are seeking wisdom. Wisdom of what? The wisdom, knowledge, understanding of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, which wisdom comes from the Lord, man. Like I said earlier, wisdom is a gift, right? It's a gift from Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Now you go to, let's go to Sirach chapter 1. And verse 1 right here. All wisdom cometh from the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and is with him forever. Right? So the only way you can gain wisdom is if the Lord gives you wisdom. And a lot of our people, the Lord has not given any type of wisdom to. Yeah, they have a wisdom in a worldly sense. They have wisdom of how to operate in this society, ultimately how to be wicked. But when it comes to being righteous, majority of our people don't know how to do that, man, because that wisdom, which is true wisdom, wasn't given unto them, man. Okay. And we're going to need that wisdom when all hell breaks loose, pursuant to Isaiah 33:6. Right. Now, when it comes to wisdom, you gotta ultimately come into this truth. You got to get built up. Right. You ultimately got to eat the roll. Right. Let's go there. Let's go to real quick. Let's go to Revelation chapter 10, verse 10. Okay. Let's start at verse. I want to get right to the point. All of this is good, but let's go right to verse 9. Revelation 10 and 9. And I went unto the angel and said unto him, give me the little book. Ultimately talking about what? The Holy Scriptures, man, the Bible. There's wisdom, knowledge, understanding, the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Give me the little book. And he said unto me, take it and eat it up, and it shall make thy belly bitter, but it shall be in thy mouth sweet as honey. Right? Ultimately, when you come into this truth, right? When you ultimately when you hear this truth, right? The first thing you want to do, and I'm speaking about the true believers, right? When you first hear this truth, you the first thing is you fear. Okay, you fear the Lord. Okay, because you hear about pretty much the Lord bringing wrath and destruction. Okay, so you get scared, right? And because that's the beginning of wisdom. That's the beginning of knowledge, the fear of the Lord, man. Okay, so you hear about how the Lord is coming back with great wrath, and you want to find out, well, I don't want to be destroyed, so what do I have to do in order not to feel that wrath of the Lord, man? How can I get on good terms with the Lord? So then you begin to you start obtaining wisdom. Okay, you start learning. Okay, you start being taught. Okay, by the men that the Lord set up. Okay, you start being taught, and you begin to learn, and you begin to build and grow. You grow in this thing, man. Okay, and you obtain wisdom. Okay, so when it says eat it up, basically digesting the scriptures. When you eat something, you're digesting it, right? You ingest it, okay, and you take it all in, okay. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up, and it was in my mouth sweet as honey. Yeah, when you first hear this truth, you hear about that we're the Lord's people. The Lord, is a so-called black man, very dark-skinned man. Okay, the angels, we're the children of Israel. You hear about how we're about to have an eternal rest, a glorious kingdom, spiritual power, okay, so on and so forth, man. You hear all of this, it's sweet unto you, but then you got to learn the bitter. You got to learn that we're going to suffer on this side, man. Okay, we gotta be chastised. Sirach 2:1, it says, when thou comest to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, right? So you're gonna take L's, man. You're gonna lose a lot of things on this side. Could be family members, women, okay, relationships, right? But it's all good because that's a part of this thing, man, right? That's the bitterness. And a lot of people, they don't want to hear about the bitterness. That's why a lot of our people, they want to be, social media prophets. They want to try to merge the word with the truth because they don't want to suffer the bitter. They don't want to go through the bitter, man. But bitter is good, okay? It says, and as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter, okay? I'll read verse 11 as well. And he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings. Hey, the prophet's coming back to their lots, man, via reincarnation, man. But that's, another topic. OK, but yeah, the prophet's supposed to, learn this word and go and teach, man. You learn, right? You get built up and you're constantly growing, too, man. Right. You always want to be growing in this truth. You always want to be growing because that's wisdom. Wisdom helps you to grow. That's the proper nourishment. Let's go to 2nd Esdras chapter 8. Right. And let's start at verse 4. So answered I and said, swallow then down, O my soul, understanding, and devour wisdom. You see, ingesting the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the Lord, okay, which is excellent for your soul. That's what's going to lead you to salvation. You see that? You gotta be all the way in this thing, man, because that's ultimately what's going to lead you to salvation. Now I want to jump down. Well, I'm going to read, but the point that I want to get to is in verse 7 and 8. But I'm going to just read down. For thou hast agreed to give ear and art willing to prophesy. For thou hast no longer space than only to live. O Lord, if thou suffer not thy servant, that we may pray before thee, and thou give us seed unto our heart and culture to our understanding, that there may come fruit of it. How shall each man live that is corrupt, who beareth the place of a man? For thou art alone, and we all one workmanship of thine hands, like as thou hast said. Verse 8, for when the body is fashioned, now in the mother's womb, and thou givest it members, thy creature is preserved in fire and water, and 9 months doth thy workmanship endure thy creature, which is created in her. So ultimately, if you think about a newborn baby, right before the baby is formed, you know how the process goes when the man, he puts his seed into the woman. OK, and then, the baby begins to grow. OK, the body begins to form everything. It's a process. Right now in this truth, we're likened unto newborn babes when we first come into the truth. It's, that moment of when we first come into this truth. Right. That's when you begin to start to be formed into that new man, that new creature of righteousness. OK, certain things you start to learn. OK, you learn certain things that you can't do that you was doing in the world. Right. You begin to grow into that new man. Right. And something else that I thought was interesting. It says thy creature is preserved in fire and water. Right. And you think about being preserved because, at that time while the seed is in the womb, that child is in the womb and they're being ultimately preserved. Right. They're being nourished. OK, for a period of time, for a time of 9 months until they get delivered. So that's with the elect, because ultimately, right, if you think about a baby that's being, formed in the belly. Right. Ultimately, what they're being preserved. They're being protected from the things that are on the outside. OK. And then they be delivered. So right now, the elect is being preserved. OK, via the Holy Spirit. The Lord protects the elect from certain things. Now, you may have, certain brothers that may pass on, go back to the spiritual realm, but ultimately they're still protected and their works follow them. Right. But right now, you got the Lord that he is preserving the elect, especially during the time of Jacob's trouble, man. OK, the Lord is going to be protecting the elect up until it's time to be delivered. When the Lord comes back and delivers the elect, for a period of time, man. What the elect is going to be, in the here during Jacob's trouble for a period of time. until it's time for them to be delivered. Okay. And it says, let's read verse 9. But that which keepeth and is kept shall be preserved. And when the time cometh, let's go into this word preserved. I believe I looked that up already. Might have been on Google. Yeah, keep safe or free from harm. Act so as to ensure that something does not occur. Yeah, so the Lord is preserving the elect, you see. And when the time cometh, the womb preserved, delivered up the things that grew in it. You see, and right now, while the Lord is preserving us until that day of deliverance, the elect is growing, okay, growing spiritually, growing in this truth, okay, being nourished via the Holy Spirit, the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. You see, so you gotta love wisdom in order to be delivered, man. Okay, majority of our people, they don't love wisdom. Okay, pretty much, the elect is being molded by this truth, being molded and growing in this truth. Okay, through what? Through hardships, through sufferings. Okay, that's what's ultimately molding the elect, making them hard, man, enduring. Okay, giving them, they're pretty much shedding that old man. It's a process, man. It could be grueling, it could be tough, but at the end of the day, it's all going to pan out. Just like working out. When you work out, you're tearing your body down. It hurts, but ultimately, look at the result, man. You gain. You look great. You come in great shape, and also, eating the right things too, man. Cleansing yourself on the insides, because you don't want to just look good on the outside, but then on the inside, you're unhealthy. You want to be healthy on both sides, man. And that comes with wisdom, okay? Especially the wisdom of this truth, man. This truth teaches you how to properly take care of yourself, man. So pretty much the elect is growing while being preserved until the day of deliverance via this truth, man. Okay? But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that, man. It was like a lesson that I was going over. Pretty much just going at an aspect of, you got to have wisdom, man. Wisdom is very important. And a lot of our people, they hate wisdom, okay, because they're foolish. So they look at the men of the Lord and they see what we're doing, not knowing that that's true wisdom. And they laugh and scoff because they hate wisdom, you see. So I'm going to read Isaiah 55:6 once again. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. And how do you seek the Lord? Through wisdom, by seeking wisdom, the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. And you're going to do this by wisdom. And let him return unto the Lord, and he will have mercy upon him. So that's how you obtain mercy from the Lord, by turning back to the Lord. And he will have mercy upon him, and to our power, for he will abundantly pardon. So yeah, man, that's pretty much, the lesson. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying, man. Till next time, I want to say shalom.